Now, in its 11th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, everybody! Live from Harlem in New York City. Yeah, it's the Ramble with me. I'm Alex Bennett. Ladies and gentlemen, our old friend Chuck Farnham is with us once again. Hello, Charles.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
You know what? That's the problem here. Last time we were together, I said everything was really, really great. There was no problem at all. Health is awesome. Can't get enough. Everything's great.
Yeah.
And that very evening, I ended up at the hospital. That's the first thing I said is I just discussed this with Alex. Everything is fine. My heart decided to just take off, and they had to use a defibrillator on me. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, my heart was working, but they couldn't get it to come down. It just kept going up. And she goes, "Well, you can stay in the hospital for 3 days, and we'll give you custom drugs and see if that works, or I can hit you with the defibrillator and you'll be home by 10."
So what did you choose? I would have chosen the drugs.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was headed, and I go, "Well, what would you do?"
Did you ask what kind of drugs they were?
Yeah. Well, they're not good. They're that stuff that just lowers your blood pressure and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I looked over at her and I looked at the nurse, and the nurse and the doctor both went, "Well, we'd go with the paddles."
Really?
And I go, "Does that work?" And they go, "Oh yeah, it works."
Yeah, well, the paddles, that's what they do when people are having heart attacks and things like that. And they use paddles, and they put your heart back into rhythm.
Right. That's what was wrong. And so I said, "Okay." And they give me this weird drug, and she starts talking to me. "Well, what are your favorite things to do, Chuck? How have you been? What's going on? Blah, 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 blah." And I start talking. And the next thing, she's talking to me, and then she goes, "So what are you going to do tomorrow?" And I go, "When are you going to do this?" And the nurse looks over and goes, "About 4 minutes ago." And I went, "What?" Apparently, they shock you while you're on this drug that you don't even know anything's happening, and you jump about 2.5 feet off the table, and then you're fine.
And you didn't know it happened?
Not at all. Had no idea it took place.
And so they then checked your heart again.
Right, and everything was perfect. And they get me off the table and go, see you later.
You know, those defibrillators, they have it in, like, offices and places like that, because when people get these things, they actually teach people how to use these defibrillators.
Yeah, I said, "Well, how long, what's this going to do? How long is this going to take? And how many times have you done this?" And she goes, "We do it all the time. It's like a regular thing." She goes, "You're not even the first person today."
Really?
So, yeah.
Yeah. They have them in offices and stuff when people get heart attacks and things like that, and they have the instructions on there,
Yeah.
But I often saw it hanging on the wall at like Sirius XM, and I figured, gee, maybe it'd be fun to just try,
Yeah. You don't apparently feel it, so.
Yeah, but anyway, so your heart have you gone back to the doctor to have them recheck your heart?
Yeah, they're like, you'll have events like that a couple of times a year, and you probably won't need the defibrillator. And sure enough, about a month ago now, I guess, it happened again, and I watched the number go up, and then the number started coming back down because I'm on drugs that are supposed to do that for you.
Wow. Well, of
And I
course,
have that
you know,
ring,
with your
too.
weight,
I've,
with your weight and stuff, you know, that is a contributing
yeah,
factor.
well, I've lost some weight according to our boy Curtis DiMartini. I
Yeah.
saw him a few weeks ago.
Didn't you have some problems with him a couple of while back?
Everybody, doesn't everybody?
Well, I haven't talked to him in years. Curtis
Curtis and I,
DiMartini, actually, he was our doorman on the show,
right?
basically. We also said, well, you're also kind of like a bodyguard. But I
Yeah,
wouldn't, if somebody attacked me, I knew I was a dead man, that Curtis was going to run in the other
and
direction.
he did the board op. He did all kinds of stuff, but
Yeah, we never could quite figure out what Curtis did.
no, well, he drove the van around.
But then he
Yeah,
wound up on that show with Bob Odenkirk and the other guy. Yeah, the man. What was it called? It was called.
Oh,
It was on HBO.
yes.
Yeah, they did
the
about
good show
5 seasons, and he actually physically was on
was on
it.
the show. Yeah, yeah.
And I went, well, I guess Curtis became a success, and then all of a sudden he wasn't on the show anymore and back in San Francisco. So,
Well, the what was I going to say? Curtis and I have decided that we're okay for 3 days in a row, but on that 4th day we cannot
yeah,
we cannot be around each other.
we can, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
The annoyance level between the two of us gets so bad that we have to split for 1 day,
Really?
and it happens every time too. It's every time. It's like we're both looking at our watch, going, "Well, that's going to be like 4 days." I'm like, "Yeah, we're going to have to cut that back." And he
Well, I
goes,
haven't
"Oh,
seen
yeah."
him for about 30 years, I think.
Yeah, it looks the same.
And I think we have to see each other about once every 30 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll go back to San Francisco and go say hello to Curtis.
sure. He was. We were down in Vegas together.
Oh, really? Okay. You know what I just noticed? I didn't turn on my light. I have lights.
Looks okay.
Yeah, it looks fine. So I won't change it for this show. I'll do it in the next interview we do. I'll
You'll
turn on
fluff
the
yourself
lights.
out.
Yeah. But there's light coming in from the outside and everything, so it.
But wait a second. There's light coming from the other side.
From the
Just
window.
not
There's a
there.
window over here.
Right, I can see that.
See that? I had this half of my
I know
face.
that exactly because I know that the light directly behind you isn't real. I don't think.
Oh, this?
Yeah,
Oh, that's not real.
yeah, that's what I
No,
said.
that's like.
Right. Yeah, that's what I thought.
There
I
we
get
go.
confused. So I survived that, and then the kid had appendicitis.
Your kid had appendicitis.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, well, that's no big deal.
No, I thought it was no big deal, but apparently it is a big deal.
What do you mean it is a big deal? They take out the appendix.
Right, right. But
I still
it's
have.
not like,
I still
it's
have
not
mine.
like it's not outpatient surgery.
No, it's inpatient in the hospital. They take out
Right,
your
and then they
appendix.
make you stay.
How
I
lo-
thought you went in the morning and left in the
No,
evening.
I think they have to make sure overnight that it's not turning bad or anything like that.
Yeah, and then
they let
there's
you go.
a thing with a hernia. They have to make sure that you don't have a hernia.
Well, I have a hernia,
Yeah,
but it doesn't hurt or anything. And when it's popped out, I can pop it back in. And it's no problem. You
Yeah.
know? No, it's only if it hurt. Our friend Bubbles, Larry Bubbles Brown, has a hernia that kills him. It hurts.
Right.
And he's got to have it operated on, but he won't, or he hasn't yet.
well, I think you won't.
He
probably.
said I'm going to the doctor next week to talk to them about it. And the doctor says, yeah, no, it's not good. He's in pain. But if you're not in pain with a hernia, they don't do anything about it because the recovery takes about a month or something like that.
Yeah. My dad had one, and it took, I was going to say a month, 6 weeks.
So I figure, how old am I? And it still doesn't hurt. It hurt for a while. For a little while when it was starting, it hurt. Listen to us, folks. This is our show today.
All we ever do is talk about medical.
We're talking about hernias, okay? But the hernia that I had is just nothing.
What do you get a hernia from? Lifting something?
Yeah, yeah. What it is, again, it's people say, "Is there a God?" And I go, I doubt it, because there are things he could have fixed with me and with human beings
Right.
before he let them out of the factory. Okay.
Right.
And one of the things is, well, of course, I always said the prostate,
Right.
because the prostate is a round little, kind of like a donut in a way. It's the size of about a walnut, and your urethra goes right through the prostate.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, that prostate gets larger, and it also starts to squeeze down on the urethra, and that's why guys get up 20 times at night to pee. Okay? Now, if there was a God, wouldn't he have said, I think I'll move it over here?
You would think.
Yeah. Isn't God almighty? Isn't he all-knowing? Isn't he all omnipresent? Isn't he all smart?
Maybe he's Larry.
Not when it comes to
Brown.
construction, he isn't. And so you think about the hernia; it's down there, and all it's doing is it's part of your intestine, and you have it kind of loosens up that part of your body loosens up, and it pops out. Okay. Now you would have thought he would have put some better mesh down there. Because then they go in and they put the hernia back in, and then they put a mesh over it, and then it's good for the rest of your life. So actually, the doctor's better than God.
And then the gallbladder, same problem.
Why is it there?
Well, I know why it's there now, because it takes care of all the grease coming through your body.
Yeah, yeah.
And now the grease just runs out of you
Oh, okay.
every day.
Yeah, but you can live without it.
Kinda. You run to the bathroom a lot. I destroyed a McDonald's in Reno one time.
Really?
How do you poop on the wall?
Well,
That's the question.
well,
You run into the bathroom.
good aim. I
Explode
guess.
everywhere. You look up and there's stuff above the sink, dude.
Well, I guess we do need our gallbladder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I take drugs and stuff to manage it, but you can't tell what's going to bother you and what isn't. Don't eat a donut, for God's sake, but other stuff, maybe. You have to watch the fat content and everything.
Well, they radiated my prostate, and they put seeds in my prostate,
Right.
and now I'm so far cancer free. I'm almost 5 years cancer free. So it's knock on wood. Next year it'll be the same, where I have no detectable PSA,
Right.
and I will be out of the woods. I'll be considered. The 5-year mark is when they say you're cured. All right.
Right. Yeah.
The other thing I've got is leukemia. But I've
Nice.
got CLL. It's called chronic lymphatic leukemia. A lot of people my age get it. And you know what they do for it? Nothing. They just
Really?
they just have you come in every 6 months and check all your vitals and so on, and make sure you don't have any symptoms. And then if you have symptoms, as my doctor put it, and he does it every time this way, he says, if you do start having symptoms, we just give you a little pill.
Really?
And that takes care of it. Yeah, and he said, you won't die from it. You'll die with it.
Yeah, I've got a friend who's got blood cancer, and he is an unbelievable amount of problems.
Blood cancer? Wouldn't
it's got-
leukemia be a blood cancer?
Leukemia is a blood cancer, but not like this, because the one he's got sucks the oxygen out of his blood. So he's constantly on oxygen,
Wow.
and I mean, like a lot of oxygen and pills to deal with it, and it's amazing. He's doing okay, but the amount of work he has to have his blood removed and reoxygenated and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would be. I really have no idea. But
Scary is
all
what it
I know
looked
is
like
what
to me.
I've got is really nothing, And as you get older, okay, I just flipped around a little bit there. as you get older, that happens, you know? And you get all these little opportunistic diseases, as it were.
Right.
But so far, the ones I've got are, you know, if you're going to get cancer, you've got the good cancer.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Good luck.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'm a 2-time cancer survivor.
Congratulations.
Yeah, yeah. But don't feel sorry for me.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
No, there are people who really have cancer, you know, and they go in. They
My
say,
buddy.
got
My
four,
buddy has
four, you got four,
clearly got a problem.
you got 4 weeks to live, you know, that kind of thing. You know. You know, I'm not in that.
He survived this thing a long time as well.
Yeah.
But man, the amount of he's getting real work done to him.
Wow. Well, anyway, can we talk about something happier?
Sure. What would that be? I'm thinking about coming out and visiting you.
Oh, you really? Well,
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Well, that
I
doesn't.
think early fall.
That doesn't make me happy. But
I know,
anyway,
I know.
yeah. No, come see us. We'd love to see.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking early fall. I'm going to bring the train out.
You're going to bring the train out.
Yeah.
You're going
I'm going to pay
the
them, and they're going to drive me out there.
The train.
The train.
The train.
The Amtrak.
You know something? I would take the train if the trains were better. You know, if they were like they are in Europe. Have you ever taken been in Europe and
I have.
taken a fast,
Yeah,
high-speed
totally different.
rail? Really terrific. You know?
But from Reno to you is like a straight shot. I don't have to get off anything. I don't have to do
But
anything.
you go through Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chicago, you might have to change trains. I seem to remember as a kid, my mother took me on the train across the United States to see my grandparents.
Oh, wow.
And from San Francisco to Chicago, it was a Pullman.
Right.
So every night you go back and somebody had made your bed, okay?
Right.
And you would sleep. And I loved taking the Pullman because I remember waking up in the morning, and then I had this curtain, you know, in front of the window so that you could black it out, right? So I would open the curtain, and we'd be in the Rockies, and I'm in bed.
Yeah.
You know, what a wonderful, wonderful thing. And then you would go and you would have breakfast in the dining car, you know, and then you maybe go to the last car, and they had a nice little lounge back there where you could sit and a nice cozy chair and look at the, you know, everything pass by. Then you get to Chicago. Sorry, no Pullman. You know, and I remember as a kid, I wanted to go to bed and I wanted to sleep in the bed. I didn't want to, and I had to sleep sitting up. So.
Yeah, no, there's a bed all the way to New York.
Oh, you do? It's still a Pullman?
Yeah, well, you get a room with a bathroom and stuff.
Oh, one of those. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
let's replace the Pullman.
I'm going fancy if I'm going. I can't be sitting up all night.
So
I can barely sit up during the day here.
You know something? Marjorie and I want to take trips. And we're looking at cruises, okay? But we don't want to go on a cruise with 800 kids.
Right. Well, they have old people cruises.
Well, no, they have cruises without kids. Okay.
Those are swinger
And I don't want to go on any kind of ship that has a carousel or a Ferris wheel. All right?
Yeah.
You know, I don't want one of those. I'm sorry. I don't go on a boat to be entertained. I go on a boat to rest.
Yeah, but doesn't everybody get the flu when they're on the boat?
Well, sometimes.
Isn't that the thing?
That's a side effect. Who cares? You know?
Yeah.
They get some kind of disease and they all get off the
Yeah.
boat and die. You know, it's
Legionnaires or COVID.
well,
or
the
something.
problem is on a boat, it's almost like an airplane, except an airplane you get off faster. You're
Right.
just in an enclosed area. So if somebody's got like COVID, everybody's going to get COVID.
Right.
Anyway, she doesn't want. So some of these are just like 1,500 people.
Right.
You know, that's manageable. That's really nice.
I
you
want to
know?
go on the one that goes from so I can. I'm afraid of just seeing water, so I want to go on the one that goes down the Mississippi so you can see land on either side.
Oh, okay. All right.
And that one's pretty good. It goes from like I don't know, Lake Michigan to New Orleans.
New Orleans, yeah. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
And there's some paddle boat steamers.
They do that as well on that same. Yeah, that's what I was going to do, the paddle boat.
Yeah, Yeah, you feel like Mark Twain.
Exactly.
Feel like Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah.
You know.
And they're not expensive. They're reasonably priced.
But so we've been looking for things to take. There are also those flatboats they have,
Vietnam?
No, they go down rivers and things like that. They're river boats. They're flatter, and they have only a handful. They have maybe 150 rooms. That's it. And each room has a big window looking out.
Where did you take these?
Up and down the Danube, almost every river in the world has them. I don't know. I called them flatboats. What do they call them? They call them cruise boats, but they're flat and they
just build like condos on them or something.
No, they have these rooms there, and you sit there and you watch everything go by. Viking is the main people that do this type of cruise.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know how to describe it. They were described to me in another way other than flatboats. It was like, they call them cruise ships. I don't know. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I have the information here. They're called river cruises, luxury river cruises.
Yeah, that's the same thing as the thing on the Mississippi. They may be the Viking guys as well.
Yeah. And you have it says boutique hotel ambiance immerses you in a destination, and you have your bed, and it looks right out on this big window. So when you wake up in the morning, you can see stuff going by.
According to the advertising.
They go down the Danube, the Rhine, the Moselle, the Rhone, the Seine, the Garonne, the Dordogne. I don't know. Anyway, the waterways of Belgium and Holland, Venetian Lagoon in Europe, Nile in Egypt.
Oh, there you go.
Ganges in India. That's good.
That's a swamp.
You can go down the Ganges in India and pass by and see all the lepers. It's really...
There's nothing but garbage in the Ganges.
And also the Mekong in Vietnam and Cambodia.
Oh, there you go.
No, there's no war anymore.
How do we know? You got jumping out of the water.
It's good. You wake up in the morning, open the window, and you can see like
the guy peeking in with a machine gun.
No, you can see Agent Orange everywhere you look.
There are people who've forgotten that we're not at war, and those guys will be the ones in the river.
Yeah. So you can take that, but Marjorie just doesn't want to take a cruise ship. She doesn't want one of those big cruise ships.
No, I don't either.
I saw one, and I can't figure out how they do this, but there were some swings on it, and the swings went over the end of the boat. So if you aren't strapped in or something, you can just be catapulted into the ocean.
Yeah, and they got Disney got roller coasters on the boat.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I don't want to go to an amusement park. I want to go to a boat.
I have friends that are on a cruise now, and they're going on the cruise because they can do dancing, and they can play these games, and they can do this, and they can do that. And I'm going, when I'm taking a cruise, what am I taking it for? To relax, not.
That sounds like the senior center here in town.
Yeah, no, it isn't. It isn't. This is they got kids and everything.
Dancing,
and they have five different restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
I go, I don't need that. I just, give me a couple of restaurants to choose from.
Yeah.
Let me sit in my room and just watch TV,
right,
and enjoy myself. And if I want to, I will go above deck, onto the deck.
Take a little walk around.
And then I will sit there on a lounge chair and just see the scenery going by. I don't want to be sitting there and having a roller coaster,
Yeah. I'm not looking for planned activities.
Call me an old fart, ladies and gentlemen, but I want to give me a nice, don't you take those things to rest?
Yeah. I don't want to go to, no. No.
But, so, my friends love them, and that's fine. God bless.
I know many people who go on those things all the time, and now people are living on them.
Oh, there's some people that have literally rented a stateroom
For the whole year?
No,
There's a couple of boats.
for forever. They live
Yeah.
on them.
There's a couple of boats that you literally buy a condo on the boat.
Really?
Yeah.
Think about that one.
I don't think so.
You know,
at that point, you really are going to be sitting around the living room.
I don't want to
watching.
go on any form of transportation where if I eat dinner, I have to puke. You know, because
Every time I see a cruise ship, I think of Shelley Winters in the Poseidon Adventure.
yes,
You know, I just can't.
that's enough for you. Hey,
Yeah,
listen, we've run out of time here, pal.
Wow.
We'll do another one of these probably right after we're through here now. But, you know,
Great idea.
I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
I'll be here.
Yeah, okay. Ladies, that's Chuck Farnham there, you know, where the missing tooth
cruising.
is now becoming part of your persona.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look like Santa Claus.
yeah. We'll be right back. We'll see you soon.
Soon. Yeah, soon right back.
Bye.
Now, in its 11th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Oh, yeah, there's Chuck. Okay, good. He's fun. Even with the missing tooth, he's fun. It kind of adds to his joie de vivre. Joie de vivre? Joie de vivre. Anyway, hello, everybody. How are you? There's two people waiting to see me right now, to talk to me right now. And this is our Thursday show, which sometimes I wonder whether I should be doing the Thursday show or not doing the Thursday show. Just got a note from, what's his name? Kevin Stopper won't make it on tonight. Sorry, recording final. Oh, I see. He's doing some schools. Okay, he goes out and he records these bands and stuff that schools have, and then puts them up on the internet. It's a very nice job that he does. It's a nice thing he does for people. So, I find that very cool. Anyway, let me see here. Do I have anything I want to talk about in particular? Let me go look at something here. I want to go look at something. I want to go look at where is it? Oh, here. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, I just want to look at the Drudge Report. What? Trump says I'm on a mission from God. Trump posts memes saying he's on a mission from God featuring alt-right symbol Pepe the Frog. I don't understand what this means. Well, anyway, that's the latest from Drudge. That's his big headline. Let's see, what else is there? Is there anything else? Nah. Hey, you know who died? What's his name? The guy who was the partner, Bernard Kerik, who was the former police chief of the city of New York, and then he got caught in all kinds of problems and troubles and wound up in prison. And he was also the partner of a gentleman by the name of the former mayor of New York. God, my mind is just, I get it. I got to quit this. I can't remember a thing. The former mayor of New York, okay, but Giuliani. I had to think of Kerik's name and associate it with Giuliani because it was Giuliani-Kerik Partners. And they had some company that did something that they didn't know anything about. But anyway, I thought that I would just mention it in case you'd be happy to know that Bernard Kerik is dead. I used to know a woman who used to be his girlfriend. And at one point, I said, this was Judith Regan. She was a great publisher and a wonderful person. I love Judith dearly. And we were walking down the street one night, and I'm talking to her, and we're going back and forth with each other. And I said to her, I just got one question. Why Bernard Kerik? And she says, I don't know. I just got a weakness for for powerful people. And I went, okay, well, if that's the excuse, I go along with it, okay? Anyway, let's admit all the people here that we can so far. Let me see here. There we go. Let me bring them up here. There. Oh, look, there. Charlie Wallace is at home. You didn't break up with your girlfriend, did you? He didn't hear me yet. He's waiting for the audio. We're waiting for him to connect his audio. Here he goes. You got to go. Come on. Connecting audio. There we go. There you, Charlie. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I said, why are you there tonight? Did you break up with your girlfriend?
No, I was supposed to umpire tonight, but we got rained out.
Oh, gee. So I get you all to myself, do I?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Amy, too.
Hmm?
Amy gets me, too.
Amy gets you, too. Oh, yeah. All right. Right. And hello to Jeff.
Hello there.
And once again, there's our old friend and Vernon Nunn. And here comes Charlene Martinez, who we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Well, let me just do something here. I gotta do something. Oh, I gotta. Oh God, I got a problem here. There we go. There's that. And then I've been trying to. I've cleaned up something today, and okay, there we go. Now we're fine. Hello, Charlene. How are you?
Alex, last night I heard you say someone sent you an ugly hat. I think I'm the person that sent it.
What, ugly hat? What do you mean? Oh, you mean the ones just said Gabnet on it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
well, it
kinda
was kind of, it
misspelled.
just said Gabnet. You got it right, though. You got the Gabn in capitals and the ET in lowercase. That was fine. But I just, I should get some kind of cap just for the people out there that call this show.
Yes, sir.
So I've got to look and see how much they cost to have some made up.
Yeah, somebody said they have to be stitched, right? Like embroidered.
Who was that?
Alan.
Alan said that last night. Screw Alan. If he wants them stitched, he can pay for them himself. Where is he, by the way, tonight? Did he just give up on us altogether?
And I was excited because I saw the Pee Wee as himself thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it? I loved it.
Yeah, I liked it a
was
lot. I
great.
thought it was a very good documentary. I love documentaries. So when I watch one, I'm very particular about them, and that happened to be a particularly good one. We also watched a couple other documentaries today. We're watching old American experience shows that were on
Well, I need to watch that.
on what do you call it, on YouTube. And we watched one on polio, which is a fascinating story. And what was the other one we watched? We watched another one, and I can't remember what it was now. But anyway, so I can't remember anything anymore. Anybody want to just talk for the rest of the show, and then I won't have to embarrass myself?
That happens to me all the time, Alex. I used to be real fast with everything, and I get mad because, you want to say it and it just doesn't come, right?
Well, no, what happens with me is I find that if I'm pressured to come up with a name,
Right.
I can't come up with it. But if I just, blah, 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 I just write, no problem, By the way, we were rewatching a show tonight that we had watched a long time ago. And it was done back in the 2014 to 2016 seasons, I think, of HBO. It was called Newsroom.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, great show. But we went back and watched it. We've watched 3 episodes so far. And what we were amazed by is that nothing has changed. That if you watch these shows, they almost seem like they were made yesterday because the topics they're dealing with are the same topics that, we're constantly talking about. And it talks about the Republican Party falling apart and, it's just amazing how it stands up. So if you get a chance to watch it, it's on HBO. It's still on HBO, I guess. It's on HBO, and you really should watch it. It's really a terrific show. But anyway. So, anybody have anything they want to talk about tonight? Yes, Jeff?
Okay. You asked me about what kind of animals do we have around here?
Critters.
Critters, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So bears,
You have beer?
Bears.
Bears.
the big ones.
Wait a minute. You made a list there, did you?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Had to work on it.
I know.
Deers. Sometimes you get three
well,
of
they're
them.
not deers. They're deer.
They're deer. But the problem is they usually come in three.
Yeah, but they're still deer. A bunch of deer. One deer is a deer.
The plural
and three
is deer.
deers
Yeah, the plural
are
is
three
a deer.
deer are a deer.
Yeah. Well, they get eaten.
They get eaten
By the bears?
Yes.
by the bears.
Yeah.
Even that's your neighborhood,
Oh yeah.
and you wanted me to come visit?
Why not? They hide from you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They're not looking for you.
No bears in Texas.
The next guy I got is
Next guy.
let's see.
These animals are guys, I guess.
The guys. Bobcats.
Ooh, you got bobcats there?
Yeah.
Wow. By the way, move your camera a little bit so we can see your whole face. Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah?
much better. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. What's good? Oh, easy stuff. Rabbits. Yeah, I know.
Of course.
Turkeys.
Oh, I used to have a friend who lived in upstate California, and we used to pass by wild turkeys all the time. We didn't stop to drink any of it, but, you know.
And I think the last one I got is coyotes.
Coyote, you have coyotes there.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know that coyotes are one of the few animals that are totally monogamous in nature? Oh, I guess I amazed you with that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Did you know that? You knew that, right, Charlie? But
We have coyotes here, and we had coyotes in Arizona when I was there.
yeah? Oh, okay. What happened to Charlene? We lost her. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Got afraid of the bears.
Got afraid of the bears. Okay. The bears.
The bear.
The bears. By the
and,
way,
the
how
other
did...
one that we get is people who play golf.
What?
People who play golf.
What about
Those
people...
animals too.
Wait a minute. People
Those are
who
critters. Those
Yeah,
are other.
critters.
Those are critters.
Yeah, they also hit my house with their balls.
Yeah.
It's... There are a lot of jokes that could...
I know. You can get with it whatever
There's
you want.
nothing like hitting your house with your balls. What I was thinking, where was I? Oh, did anybody know who won the game tonight, the basketball tonight? Who
Yep.
won?
New York won.
New York won.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so they only have to win one more to even it up.
Yes.
Oh my God, you're talking about sports?
Ah,
This is the Sports Emmy show.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
This is
I called on the right night.
retaining my sports Emmy show. Yeah, so they won tonight. Wow.
They did.
Okay, cool.
They really beat the shit out of them.
Really? Marjorie's going to be very happy about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's rooting for, the Knicks. Yes, Charlene.
Now, I heard today somewhere on the news that Trump says, he's going to end the war in, is it 2 months or 2 weeks or something? Like, he's got his eye on Putin to just cease fire or something like that.
Yeah.
Did everybody hear that?
It's always
Of
2
course,
weeks.
Putin ignored him.
yeah, it's always 2 weeks.
It's always 2 weeks. Everything's always 2
Yeah,
weeks.
it was the first day that he was in office that it was supposed to be over with.
Yeah, and then it's been 2 weeks ever since then.
Yeah, that's Ray, by the way.
Sorry.
Just
Yeah.
like infrastructure. He was going to have
Because he couldn't
infrastructure
stand
every week.
And it's helped.
seeing people die, so he's going to end the war. Yeah,
Right. That's what he said.
he
I don't
didn't want to
believe it,
see. Oh
right?
man, I'm breaking up. I have hotel.
I know it's fine. It's okay.
Wi-Fi.
We don't.
That's not going to happen, right? There's no way in 2 weeks that he's just going to cease fire, right?
No.
But now it's like he's trying to make like he doesn't like Putin. It's like he's trying to stop
Well,
him
you
or
know,
something.
I guess there goes his what do you call Nobel Prize?
Right. World peace, right?
And his Pope, he's not going to be Pope either, for
Not going to
sure.
be Pope either. No,
Yeah.
no.
Oh,
I know.
Alex, somebody was saying, like, remember it used to be, what was the name for the old Pope again? The one that Albert made up. What was it? Frankie the Lung or
Frankie
something?
the Lung, yeah, because he only had one lung.
Well, Albert isn't on a lot, but if Albert comes back, he has to make up a moniker now for the new Pope,
Well,
right?
there isn't really a moniker we can have for him. He's got nothing wrong with him yet.
Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
have
I
any crazy.
call him Pope Leo Bob.
Pope Leo Bob. Yeah,
Leo
that's
Bob.
good. Yeah, because his friends call him Bob.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
But I imagine that if you were even close friends with the Pope now, you would refer to him by some kind of appellation. You know, it's like if your best friend becomes president of the United States, you refer to him as Mr. President anyway.
Mhm.
I mean, for instance, right now, what's her name? Trump, Mrs. Trump.
Melania.
Melania.
Malaria.
Melania
Malaria.
refers to him by his appellation, that asshole. So it's
Mhm.
so it's really something, it's really something that we got. Anyway, he's I don't, every time I start talking about Trump, I start getting agita.
I start getting nauseous.
Yeah.
Did you guys look? Has he had his eyes done or something? Because I have to see pictures of him, like, in the first term and now. To me, I think it looks like he had his eyes done. They took the bags out or something.
Well, I think he's not well.
Yeah, because his eyes
Yeah.
look very, like, done to me. Like he had surgery,
I don't know when. He doesn't have time.
Yeah.
He
Right.
doesn't start his day until 11 o'clock after he's seen all the TV shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I wonder if you.
Oh, what about the thing he did sorry, I know we shouldn't talk about Trump, but he was giving them a lecture at West Point, and he started, like, they had to lead him to the stage, and then he started babbling on and on about, I knew a guy that had a trophy wife once. Trophy wives are, and everybody was like, what the hell is he fucking talking about? He's doing a West Point, speech, and he's
Yeah,
teaching them about how to have a trophy
And
wife.
then after he was through with the speech, he left without saying goodbye to anybody.
Exactly, right. Very odd, right? Strange.
I think he's out of it. I think he's really got a problem.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like
and
the way
called-
he used to
It's
Sleepy
called
Joe.
Stephen Miller.
Called Stephen Miller. Yeah, no, but I mean, I think he truly has problems far worse, I think, than Biden had.
Right.
Biden we could write off to sickness or illness or any one of a number of things. In his case, it's like getting really bad.
Delusional.
Oh, absolutely delusional.
Biden wasn't delusional. He may have been having some memory problems, but he wasn't delusional.
Well, I mean, I understand the memory problems. I
Yeah.
started getting them about 83, something like that.
Huh?
Huh?
Huh? What? Eh?
What? Hey? Oh?
What?
Huh?
Well, at least Biden was Catholic, and he didn't even have delusions about being Pope.
Well, you're right about that.
Yeah, the Pope says he will not meet with Trump until they take down that meme.
Yeah.
What meme?
Trump dressed up like a pope.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, good. He said he wouldn't meet with him until he took that down.
Yep.
Has he taken it down?
Nope.
Not yet.
One of these days, Trump is going to learn that he isn't the most important person on the planet.
He thinks
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah, he
I
does.
hope so.
He
He's there
does.
already.
But, he's going to find out I'm the most important person on the planet. But that's
I
another
mean,
story.
when Elon Musk, your benefactor, just loses faith in you, there's something wrong.
Well, I think Elon made an excuse to get out of Dodge or Doge, to get out of Dodge because I think his company is doing so badly now
Yeah.
that he has to go in and somehow do a rescue operation. And one of the reasons he's putting down Trump, which he's doing also, is because I think he wants to win back the confidence of those people who didn't like the fact that he helped Trump. So he has a lot to
You're
make
right.
up for, but he's lost. He's lost, confidence with the buyers of of Tesla, both the stockholders and the car holders, and now he also has a problem with SpaceX because are they going to keep giving him money, government money? I guess they will as long as Trump is president, but it's all fallen apart for Musk, and I think a world's richest man probably this year, but next year I think we're going to find out he isn't anymore.
Wow.
He
Good.
lost over 40% of sales in Europe.
Yep.
Wow.
That's a lot. And he sold more, I think, in Europe than he sold over here. That was his biggest marketplace.
There's a lot of Teslas with stickers and no Musk and
Yeah,
a lot of stuff. And then there's a popular place in San Jose to hang out, and they have a Tesla dealership right there.
Mhm.
You can do test drives and everything.
Mhm.
And last Saturday, there's people, nothing to do, and there's like 30 people walking through with yelling and picketing the area. I guess the Tesla. They're walking through, chanting with signs and stuff like that. So it's pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, people should have just a sticker, a bumper sticker that reads,
Yeah.
"Don't key me."
Oh,
I
Right.
I voted.
it says
Democrat.
I bought before Musk went crazy.
Yeah.
I bought before Musk went crazy.
Crazy,
That's
yeah.
good.
You know what some people do is they take the Tesla emblem off and put like an Audi emblem or a Mercedes or something.
Well, you can do
Or
that
just
all
leave it
you
blank.
want, but a Tesla is a Tesla, no matter
No, I
which
know.
way you
but
cut it.
They still do it.
You know.
It's not going to work.
Yeah. The thing is that the other thing that I think that Musk forgot is there are other companies out there doing electric cars, and
Right.
some of them.
Yeah.
You're a car guy, Brian.
They're
They're better.
They're lucky. They're lucky that there are tariffs right now because
Yep.
I know one friend who works for NIO, NIO. I've talked about it before on the show, and that car is so advanced. Chinese, and they have like 10 of them in the US just for promotion stuff. But they already told me last year they won't get here because they're gonna be tariffs and it's gonna be terrible to import, or to export from there. But they have I told you guys this before, when you get in the car and you sit down, there's a little dome. There's a little dome with the flat face on it, and it right when you get inside, it turns on. He's got a little, two eyes and a little smiley face, and he'll say, "Good morning, Alex. Are we going to work now?" And then you say yes, and then it gives you the GPS on your work, and you take off, and it shows you how to, your GPS how to get to work. Or you just say, "Neo, I'm going to, I'm Charlie. I'm going to my girlfriend's again." And then it goes to his girlfriend's house, and then it's pretty crazy, but it's like it's interacting with you now, and that's these top cars in China, and we're not going to see that for a long time because we're so far behind.
Yeah, but cars pretty well, and
Oh, yeah.
I for a while was very enamored with the Tesla as a car, as being a good piece of what can we call it?
Engineering.
Engineering. But there's better now, isn't there? I mean, in other words, if you had to buy an electric car now beside a Tesla,
I have the Cadillac.
that's an electric Cadillac.
Yeah, the Cadillac Lyric. Yeah.
Okay, the Lyric. By the way, how long does it last? How long does the charge last usually?
Over 300 miles.
Over 300 miles. Okay.
Yeah. And then now since I'm changed jobs now, there's a little place, a little shopping center area, and it has the fast chargers. And I go in there, and like I think the other day I had like 30 something percent. I went in. They have all kinds of restaurants, sushi and Thai and Chinese, everything. And I went in there and came back out, and it was like 83%, like within like about 30 minutes.
Really? Okay.
So almost, yeah. So it goes up so quick.
That's cool. And how much do they charge you for the electricity to do?
Oh man, I forget how much. I wrote it down for you before. But I
It's
forget.
certainly much cheaper than putting gas in, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Because I put gas in my other car, and it's very expensive.
How expensive? Well, gas in California has always been expensive because of the,
California's still bouncing around at least five. Well, I put Supreme, so it's like five something. So
right? Trump keeps saying the price of gas is lower than it's been in years.
no.
And
That's
I
total
asked,
lie.
I
Who is
asked,
this guy? Where does he go to get
well,
his
no, I asked,
info?
my, what do you call it? My Echo. Oh, it just, I shouldn't have said that word. But I asked it, Echo, what's the cheapest gas price in America?
Cheapest gas in the nation is in Oklahoma, $2.53, and Mississippi, $2.59.
Okay. He was saying it was something like $2.09. That's the lowest in the United States.
I filled up one of my cars yesterday for $2.67, and then I went back to the same gas station today, and it was up to 309.
Yeah.
Here it's
It's
like
like that
five.
here.
We pay like between $4.70 and $5 a gallon.
That's California, though. That's
For
you got
regular.
you got
Yeah.
so many different little things added onto that price out in California. The taxes are ridiculous,
Yep.
But I don't know. I mean, can you afford to have a car anymore? I mean, come on. The price of gas is ridiculous.
Can't afford to buy groceries. Can't afford to buy a car.
Can you afford to live in? I don't know how anybody affords to live in New York. You know what the average rent of a one-bedroom apartment is?
4,000.
$5,000 a month.
5,000.
God.
Wow.
In
Yeah,
Manhattan?
3 bedroom, 2 bath. I was looking at before I bought my house, but that one a couple months ago they were like around 4,700 to 5,000.
Wow. But at least that's 3 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Here, I'm
Yeah,
talking
but
about
the
one
inside was
bedroom.
not nice. So
I'm talking about one bedroom. I mean, that's not a lot of fun, But how much is it out there? How much you paying for gas out there, Charlene?
Probably like 328 or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So
Sometimes it's 2 something, but very rarely, yeah.
very rarely, yeah.
Oh, and guess, Alex, when you have like a Tesla or something, the electric car, it's only like $39.50 for a regular sedan car. But I think a Tesla's like 129 something, or
Now,
it's a
Teslas
lot
have
more to
a
register.
What's the cheap, Brian?
No,
What's the cheapest Tesla? It's like
Tiffany got hers for 68,000, I think, and that was a base model, brand new. So they're trying to sell them because, like 63,000.
63,000.
Yeah,
wow.
but the thing is, my Cadillac, I got them down to 63,000, and it's a much better car.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And that's a good luxury car, isn't it? That's nice.
Yeah, it's very, very solid. Driving her car for a while and then driving that car for a while, you could tell there's a huge difference. And this just as fast.
So where every major car maker is making electric cars now, why should anybody buy a Tesla?
Honda's abandoning their efforts on all electric and moving more towards hybrids.
Mhm.
Well, I think hybrids make more sense, at least for now. If it didn't
Yeah,
take
the
so
hybrid.
damn long to fill up an electric, I'd say they were the way to go. But I think a hybrid's a good idea.
Jeff's got one. Jeff's got one.
Yeah, Jeff's got one.
Yeah.
And you know,
So do I.
it's fine.
and as you if you run out,
no-brainer.
if you run out of electricity, the gas kicks in, and then it charges the engine while you're driving. So
Yeah.
you know, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, at my new company, somebody has a hydrogen car. It's a little SUV, and it says hydrogen, blah 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 on the side.
Toyota.
Is it Toyota?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out who owns that car because I'm really curious.
It's a Toyota. Begins with an M. Forgot. I've seen a couple of them around here.
And what do they have? What's different about them?
They're hydrogen powered.
They
Well,
run on
hydrogen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where
you
do
have to
you
find it-
where do you find hydrogen?
Yeah.
the problem.
I know there's one in Campbell. I've seen it, but I don't know
there's
where
like-
they all are.
There's like 3 or 4 gas stations in the South Bay that have hydrogen. I looked it up.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of a hassle to get.
It's not called a Hindenburg, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if any of those have caught on fire, but they've had these Teslas that have caught on fire, and fire department aren't too happy because it takes a lot of stuff to get those out. I mean, it's hours to get a Tesla car fire out.
Yeah, my friend wanted to know if you're parked next to a Tesla and it goes on fire, like, how dangerous is that? Like, because she lives in an apartment complex and they had a Tesla, and you know what they were doing? Like running an extension cord to like charge it up, and everybody was complaining about that. Now there's less parking spaces because they have to have designated electric car chargers now in the complex.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to natural gas powered vehicles?
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
all UPS delivery trucks now are natural gas powered.
Oh yeah.
Are they
It doesn't
really?
pollute much either. In California, we have so much natural gas. I got plenty myself.
How expensive is that? Fill up.
I don't
I
think
put
it's
my-
very. I don't think it's much.
No.
You can convert your car to natural gas too. Costs
How
like
does that work? Like
$2,000.
propane or something?
Yeah.
There's a tank with natural gas in it.
Yeah, just like filling up with gas, but it's
Like your
much
barbecue
less
grill,
polluted.
like that. You get a new propane tank.
Actually, I've got a barbecue grill that runs on propane, and there's an adapter that I bought when I bought the grill that I can hook it to the natural gas fitting on my house, and I can run the grill on that if I want to. And the only difference is the regulator. The regulator is set to a different pressure.
Oh,
Huh. Okay. All right. So in other words, what I'm saying is this guy runs around thinking that he's cock of the walk, and the fact is that in all this time they've come up with electric. Granted, we have to hand it to Musk because he got everybody going in that direction. When he came out with the Tesla, and all of a sudden it became very, very popular, all these other companies said, "Well, let's make an electric car."
I've got a neighbor up the street that has 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are either of them a Tesla?
They're both Teslas.
They're
yeah.
both Teslas. Yeah.
on my street, I'd say every other house has a Tesla, and there's
Yeah.
a number with 2. I live about
Yeah.
a mile and a half from the original Tesla dealership. I've walked around my neighborhood and counted over 40 Teslas just walking a 2-block radius.
Really?
Yeah.
In the
People don't
middle of the
understand.
day.
Yeah, people don't understand Silicon Valley and Teslas. But when I was commuting, I'd be in the lane and just see the commuter lane, and it's like Tesla, 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 another car, Tesla, Tesla,
Yep.
another car, Tesla, Tesla, Tesla.
There's so many
You'll
of
see
them.
you'll see like 3 red Teslas in a row, 3 white ones. It's so crazy.
But
It's really funny when you see a whole bunch that are the same color
Yeah.
together.
but I'm sure that the times are changing for that. I mean, people just will not replace their Tesla with another Tesla. And they do have choices.
I remember reading something about the U.S. Postal Service was going to upgrade their fleet of delivery vehicles, and they were talking about buying a whole bunch of Rivians. But then they got that new Postmaster General asshole in there, and he canceled the whole thing.
What are Rivians?
Yeah, I see
an
them all over.
Electric vehicle. It's electric truck.
It's an
Yeah.
electric truck. Okay. All
We
right.
got a lot of those around here. Too.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, you know what I like? Can somebody just? I never get a good grasp of this. Is there anybody here who truly understands Bitcoin?
Yeah, it's called magic.
Oh yeah, anybody here?
Blockchain technology.
No, but does anybody totally understand? Like if tomorrow I wanted to get some Bitcoin, how do I do it?
You just go to somebody who sells it. You can go to cash.com. You can do Robinhood. I think you could get it at Schwab.
That's the easy part. Buy it.
Okay, now I've got the Bitcoin. Okay, I've taken money out of the bank.
$40,000 for one Bitcoin.
And
You can buy a part of the Bitcoins though.
Yeah. So I invest in Bitcoin. Let's say I put $10,000 into Bitcoin. All right?
Yes.
Now I want to take that Bitcoin and spend it somewhere. How do I do it?
Well,
There
there
are
are
bidders.
shady organizations that take it.
Yeah,
Well-
just give me some money and I'll tell you where it goes.
Are you going to flush it down the toilet, which is what you're doing with Bitcoin?
No.
And now we got a president who's all into Bitcoin. But that's only because that's his latest scam.
It's his
Well, he's
own
got his
currency
own
though.
coin.
It's not Bitcoin. It's one he created.
Yes.
Trump coin.
But
It's a way that people pay off.
But
It's
I just
bribery.
don't understand how I then, after I turn my money into Bitcoin, how I use the Bitcoin to go to the store and buy a carton of milk.
You don't.
You
Most
don't.
places don't take it.
Most places don't take it.
No.
Okay, so what good does it do for me to have Bitcoin?
Because it might go up in
Investment.
Yeah,
value.
it might go
It
up
might
and
go up in value.
Alex,
Yeah.
what good would it do for you to have a bar of gold?
down. You
The same
can't
thing.
spend that
Could you
anywhere.
take that down to the grocery store and buy groceries with it?
Well, I
No.
could get a carton of eggs, yeah.
One here for a big gold bar.
You could get a jeweler and
Yeah.
They'll
Well,
buy
you
anything.
do have a point there, you know. But there is some basis for the dollar. The dollar is backed by the government.
Yep.
The Bitcoin isn't backed by anybody except maybe two guys down in the village who want to kidnap you and torture you for 2 weeks, you know.
Just to get your password.
Just get your password. I just
scam.
I don't understand, but I just don't understand it. You know, I'd be the first one to say, okay, you got a new way of having money. I'm all for that. You know, but it doesn't. There's nobody regulating it. There's nobody watching after it and making sure that people are honest with it and so on and so forth. So I don't understand. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Am I just an old fart? Is that what
No.
it is?
No.
Okay.
We must all
not.
be
Mark.
old farts. I
Well,
don't
we are.
understand
Most
it
of us here are old farts. Yes.
I don't understand it any more than you do.
Huh? Yeah.
Even the people that sell it to you don't understand it.
Well, you know, I would buy it in a second if I thought it was worth something. You know, I mean, I understand that, you know, some of the philosophy behind it, but I don't. It's not worth it. I don't see how can I buy myself a Tesla using Bitcoin? Could I?
Oh,
You'd have to invest in the Bitcoin, hope it goes up in price, sell the Bitcoin for real money, and then go on to.
But when I sell the Bitcoin, where do I sell it, and do I get paid back in cash?
Yes, you get paid back in cash.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There are
So-
exchanges out there that'll do that.
There's so many. I mean, you just go to cash.com, like just the Cash app. You can buy Bitcoin on it. I did.
Yeah. So you bought Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Okay. And what happened to it?
It crashed and I sold it before it got worse.
It's
I
that
lost,
magic.
but I didn't buy that much. I just wanted to screw around. I mean, I bought a couple $100 worth. I mean, it was nothing. I just wanted to see how it worked.
So now, can I go to my bank and cash in my Bitcoin?
No.
I don't think so.
doubt it.
I think you have to go through an exchange. Some banks maybe. Some banks might take it.
How'd you sell yours?
I just sell mine on the Cash App. I bought it on the Cash App and sold it on the Cash App.
Really? And what? And
Yeah.
the Cash App is what? I've never seen the Cash App.
You can buy you can use it like PayPal or Venmo, but you can also buy stocks on it and Bitcoin.
I used to send money to my daughter when she lived in Amsterdam. You could send it overseas and through using the Cash App.
Yeah.
I do my taxes on the Cash App.
Yeah, you can do your taxes on it too.
Well, I mean, part of the reason why the Bitcoin exists is for criminal enterprises,
Yeah,
Yes.
because this is money that can't be traced.
Yes.
exactly.
It takes away the need to launder the dollar.
Yeah.
Oh, really? So that's the main allure of it, as it were.
Yep.
Okay, all right. It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
It's not backed by anything.
No.
It's like belief in God. It's just faith.
Yeah, you're hoping you're going to go to heaven after it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
I mean,
know.
if it crashes and it's worthless tomorrow, there's nothing you can do about it.
Okay, all right.
You've lost all your money.
Yeah.
Well, there was a crash a while back, wasn't there? A
There
really
was.
bad one.
And then it went way back up again.
Well,
And
why
I
did you?
sold it and wish I hadn't.
Well, no, but here's the problem. Wouldn't it be the same theory as when you buy stocks?
Yes.
You know, that you buy a stock, and if the stock market goes down, don't sell, because you don't sell when it's going down precipitously. It will probably go back up. As a matter of fact, we took a big beating a couple of months ago, and most of that's gone up again. I have pretty much the same amount of money now in my stocks that I had then.
Yeah, but when Bitcoin crashed, there was a lot of press saying that it might just completely go away. And that was different. Like, at least stocks are theoretically backed by a company.
Yeah.
Now, if they don't pay dividends, then I wonder what they're really backed by.
Yeah,
But,
when you're buying a stock, you are buying something like Apple or
Yeah.
Microsoft.
General
or,
Electric or
Yeah.
you're
Boeing.
buying the piece of the company in theory.
Yeah.
Although your piece is irrelevant, but unless you're one of the board members or a huge, owner like a bank or something, it's kind of ridiculous. But
Yeah.
you have no influence.
Yeah.
Well-
You didn't ever buy, Brian. You never bought any Bitcoin, did you?
No way.
No. And you didn't, Charlie. Anybody else here? Nobody else did. Okay.
I
Hey,
thought about it just like you, but I was going, I can buy a 5-month CD and get 4.75% interest. Why should I screw around with that?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I just spent a couple $100 just because I wanted to try it.
well, I mean, there were some arguments people made about Bitcoin, and well, what's money worth? Money is just based on faith. But I do know that if I have $1, it's worth $1.
Yeah.
It's
backed by the U.S.
and it's
government.
backed by the U.S. government, and
Yeah.
what is it? Is it silver now that it's based on, or it isn't based on
No, it's
anything
not-
anymore?
It's not based on anything.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's based on the Fed.
Okay. And
It's based on the interest rate set by the Fed.
they say that they will back it. In other words, if you put your money in a bank and the bank goes belly up, they'll take care of you and pay you back.
Yeah, the
You won't
FDIC.
lose.
The FDIC, right? Yeah.
Oh well.
But if your
You
stocks
could
go
buy a
belly up,
house.
no one's backing that.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
all speculation, right?
Unless you're an insurance company too big to fail, and then the U.S. government will back you.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, exactly. Unless
Yep.
you're an insurance company or a billionaire, like during the whole thing. What was it in
2008.
2007 or when was that? When they bailed out of
2008.
those? Yeah.
Yeah.
AIG basically was bailed out by the U.S. government because they were too big to fail.
Yeah.
And all those guys got rich instead of going to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bonuses. They paid the bonuses.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I'm too big to fail, so take care of me.
You used to be a big shot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still too big to fail. You know. No, I just I just don't understand it, and I keep trying to wrap my head around it, saying, hey, maybe there's something I'm missing here. You know, maybe.
It's one of those things, Alex. The more you think about it, the more you think, gee, if I just quit thinking about it, my head will stop hurting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That might work for me.
Yeah. So anyway, So I bought an AI program
Ooh.
to improve my old videos. And so far, I haven't gotten it to work well. So
the videos are not better; they're worse.
no, they're just not doing much to them, But I haven't played enough around with the program. Cost me $245.
Oh, you should have got Bitcoin instead.
Yeah.
I should have gotten Bitcoin instead. Yeah, I should have paid for it in Bitcoin. Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend, she has a permanent makeup company. They do like the eyebrows and the lips and all that stuff
Yeah.
for women, and she also has a nail shop. But so she's been trying to do some advertising. So she did it on AI. So she went and she inputted some information like a commercial for permanent makeup company, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it came up with this whole script, of how have it like, and then she put like exotic car in there because she wanted to use my car in it. So I said, oh yeah, look, pull down the mirror, and open the mirror and look at your eyebrows and look back and forth, and it like totally detailed. It came up like 5 or 6 different commercials for her to shoot.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, a couple of the promos that we do here, I had AI write. Just because I wanted to see if it would work, and nobody's detected yet that it's AI. So. And I'm thinking about maybe buying a program that does voices, so I can then do promos and have really good announcers doing them.
Those are all over YouTube now.
Yeah, they're all over YouTube.
But you can tell because sometimes it ends a sentence and begins the next one without.
Or they
I'll tell you
mispronounce
how you can tell. I'll
words.
tell you, I watch some YouTube videos about various subjects or whatever. And all of a sudden I'm listening to it, I'm going, I think this is AI because they just pronounced that person's name all wrong.
Oh,
They always
yeah,
mispronounce.
Totally.
Yeah, they slaughter things like the names of people and
The
things.
names were, I'm trying to remember some of the things that I've had it too, but it's that the word is written a certain way, but that's not the way it's pronounced.
Oh, put Bennett Schwartzman in to see how they say that.
There you go.
We could give it a try. No, I have one program that I have. It was pretty cheap that just does voice, and but I didn't like the voices it did. It wasn't very good, But no, they get them wrong all the time. So why these people don't learn when they write the script, if you're going to write a name, but it isn't pronounced exactly as it looks, then you should write it as it should be pronounced.
Like phonetically.
Kind
or
of
something.
phonetically, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it would be right. But they don't seem to care. They don't seem to know the difference. So anyway. So anybody do anything interesting recently? No, this is the dullest amount of people. Hey, well, Brian, how's your new job going?
It's going very well. Yeah, actually, it's going really well.
You like it? He left his job after what, 20 years, 21 years?
21 years, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's very, very good. Yeah, I'm glad I'm with this company.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of projects going on already, and so it's going good. Now we just got approved. So we do like there's a little small box.
You're working with another company that has a small box, huh?
Yeah, they detect using DNA just like my other company, but they do for sexually transmitted diseases. So
So it's a small box.
Yeah, so they have so we just got approval for over the counter. So, yeah, so it's yeah,
Wow. So you could
come big
detect
through.
your own sexually transmitted
Can you
disease.
tell me
Yeah.
where? Can you tell me where I can find that?
Yeah, I'll send you a couple. I'll send you a couple in discrete boxes.
Free
Cut out
stamp.
the middleman, the doctor. Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's going really well. And then I get my keys on the 9th for my new house. So
For your new house. It's a pre-built house. It's a house that's been around for a while, right?
1982. Yeah. So I already have a contractor, and we are gonna remodel most of it. So yeah.
Where are
Yeah.
you going? Where are you moving to?
I'm in the valley, just like where
Oh,
my
okay.
old house was. Yeah, off of 85 and Camden. Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's where my parents live in an assisted living place.
Here's
right
a
there.
guy.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a guy who probably probably not saying anything out of school here, but I can say you probably have saved a lot of money in your time, right? Am I right, Brian?
Who?
You.
Me?
You.
Oh, you spent it on cars.
I spent more than I've made.
Yeah.
Blows his money
No, but
on
only-
cars.
But yeah, so
Well, what I was going to
your
say
point?
is that you have some money, right?
yes.
Yes, and you certainly have marketable skills,
Yeah.
and yet he could not buy a house until he got
Right.
the job.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
the
Oh,
minute
yeah,
the
it's-
minute you got the job like that, they were ready to give you the loan, right?
I
It's so
sold
hard to
two
do.
houses. I sold two houses, and then I had severance pay coming from my other company still for like 15 more, about 10 more weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got consultant fees for my new job, but not the new job, the new company. And I couldn't get a house with all that money coming in.
With all that
So-
money coming in, you couldn't get a house.
And you didn't let me borrow any money, so I just stuck
you
here in
didn't.
the hotel. No. So then, so then I had three companies I was trying to get with, and then this was one of them, and then I didn't, but I got consulting. The other two, I didn't get the job. I made they had 500 applicants at one position, and I made top 3, and they invited me into the company and meet with them, and I didn't make that cut. So then finally these guys wanted to hire me permanent. So so that's So
Yeah.
very happy. Yeah.
And have you taken any kind of a cut from what you were making at the old job?
Thought I would, or at least break even, and I'm making a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay. So
There
you're
you
making
go.
a little bit more.
A little
Wait a
bit
minute.
more.
You're making a little bit more. You're still getting money from the other company.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
after 20 years, why'd you leave?
Because they were moving up to Central Valley, California. So that's where so they're about an hour away, and I didn't want to move. So I worked in that facility for 3 or 4 years back and forth. So I was done.
Well,
with it.
let's add one other factor here to show people what a great dad you are.
I know. Because I miss my daughter too.
A lot had to do with access to his daughter and having her nearby and so on and so forth.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. So, and then I sort of have the shocker of the year. So, Adrian says she doesn't want to dance anymore.
What?
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. So she said this a couple months, 2 months ago. And so I called the studio right away and I said, did something happen to her? Something going on? You know, sometimes all the girls drama and stuff like that. And then they said no. And then we talked to the studio a little bit and she's still sort of adamant. So tomorrow we're going to go to the studio.
Did she give her the reasoning to you for it?
She just says she's just tired of it. So, yeah. So I know she'd do this because every dad that I talk to says, oh yeah, one day she's just going to want to stop. But I told her, I said, so what are you going to do now? Because you're not going to go home and sit and do nothing. You're going to do sports or music. And then I told her all the guys I played basketball with, which were taller than me, that had daughters, they all did volleyball or basketball, and they got scholarships and stuff. So now she really started liking volleyball. So with her height, she's like 7 inches taller than everybody in her grade.
How tall is she now?
She's up to my shoulder.
She'll be taller than you.
She's only in 3rd grade. She's just finishing 3rd grade.
And you're how tall?
6'4".
What? Wow.
Yeah.
So she's almost 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
She's 5. No. I'm
5'9".
Yeah.
no. She's
5'7".
5'4" right now.
Oh,
5'4".
Oh yeah.
5'4". Okay.
That's tall for what,
Yeah.
9-year-old? Yeah.
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah,
that's
she's 5'4".
small.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's so yeah, so I told her, I said, baby, you got to do this for your future Adrian. Your future Adrian will be happy that you started something like this. So yeah, so then we started playing recently. She really likes volleyball. She's always liked basketball, and then one of her close friends is basketball, and her dad helps teach, so they want me to coach.
What about dancing? Did she stop liking? She was getting tired of doing it all the time?
I guess. I don't know. And I told her, so we'll find out tomorrow, but I told her, then maybe that the coaches said that maybe that she doesn't do competition, the solo this year, because it's end of season now. So she has nationals in Las Vegas in a few weeks. So we go down there, and the recital in June. So yeah, so we'll see.
Is she going to do those?
Yeah, definitely. I told her she cannot quit in between, in the middle of the season for sure. That's not how she would do it. So
yeah, and
yeah,
she's okay with that.
Yeah. So
yeah, she's not.
But it's shocker of. So we'll see. They think maybe it's because of how Tiffany and our relationship that's not there. I don't know. So we'll see if she's really true about it tomorrow. But she keeps saying she's ready to stop. So.
Well, something. If she's ready to stop, let her stop.
Oh yeah, that's how I feel. But I told her I won't force her to do it, but she has to find something else. She can't just sit around. So.
Like I got tired of radio about 50 years ago. But I couldn't find any way to get out of it. So, that was my problem. But no,
I mentioned it. They had the big end of year party at the Capitola at the beach.
Yeah.
And a couple of the moms were around and we're talking, like a couple of them, and I just mentioned it, and they're like, "Oh my God." And she's one of the best dancers. And then they're like so shocked. So.
Well, she might at some point want to go back to it. She doesn't.
Maybe she just needs a break.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael Jordan went back to basketball.
Yeah. But the future, her can get scholarships for basketball and volleyball much better, much easier.
Well,
so,
no, I mean, it'd be nice if she got those. That would be nice. Yeah, but
yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, it was sort of a shocker because it just totally got me off guard. So.
Well.
All my friends say, "Oh yeah, usually high school time or something, then they're done." But yeah,
how old is she now? 9?
9. She'll be 10 in October.
Oh boy, she's growing up, and you're growing old. Oh. But no, it's so cool. It's so cool, and you really, but you're concerned about her. You're concerned about her welfare, and
Yeah. I see her a lot now more than I'm back here, and so that's been good. Then when we get the house, then she has her own room and all this stuff. So we'll see what happens with custody. So
yeah. Would it be a difficult fight to get custody?
I can't comment on that right now.
You can't comment on that. Okay, when you can, please.
Almost have ears. We don't want.
Anyway.
I may be able to comment after the second week of June, though.
Oh, okay. Is that when you're going to court?
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, I really like Brian a lot, and I like him especially because he's, for a guy who's become a father so late in life, he's really a good dad. Not many people would give up a job of 21 years because he wanted to be near his daughter. I take my hat off to you if I had one. Anyway, hey, listen, Jeff, good having you here. Nice having you join us this evening. Charlie, as always, a pleasure. And Vernon, good to have you here, too. We didn't talk much about politics tonight, so I couldn't get your dander up, but it's good.
Not like when Phil used to call it.
Not when Phil.
Really get me wound up.
Yeah, I don't really miss him. Anyway.
No, neither.
Charlene, thank you, Charlene. Appreciate it. Brian, appreciate it from you. And of course, Ray, you're always welcome to be here. Everybody, why don't you do me a favor and give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a big wave goodbye at you. There they go, folks. That's our citizen panel for tonight. We'll have another one tomorrow night. There'll be another one starting right here, right after we are through on this program with Amy Emanuel to be taking your calls on Zoom. And if you want to find out her Zoom address, just go to our Gabnet page, column 3, bottom of the column. There's my name, there's her name. Click on it, it'll take you right there. See you again tomorrow night. Same time, same station in life. In the meantime, as always, if you see her, tell her I love her. Okay, good night, everybody.